don't think I belong here. I don't think I fit in.
Oh, nonsense. Of course you do.
Oh, no, I mean it. I mean it. It's just somebody must have goofed if I gotta stay here another day.
Peace. It's Professor Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.
Which means it's too strong.
50 million. That's how many people in the U.S. suffer from chronic pain. Many turn to opioid painkillers for relief.
The evidence is not at all clear about the efficacy of these drugs long-term for chronic pain.
Mayo Clinic pain management specialist Dr. Mike Hooten says what is clear about these painkillers is the risk associated with taking them.
The problems of addiction, but also a related problem of accidental overdose deaths.
Keep your body in motion with Little Goddess's Pain Potion on littlegoddessapothecary.com.
Logitech, that's why I need some sound. Da 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 da. Nah, I don't want it like that. I want it there. Check 1, 2. Now you got some sound. Now you got some sound. You got some sound now, Quan? You got some sound now? I know you do. All right, cool. Anyway, today we're going to be discussing The Woman King. I'm not sure how many people have actually saw the movie. All right, I don't know how many people out there that saw the movie actually did some research prior to. I don't know how many people have actually knew the history of Dahomey. I'm not talking about a real in-depth history, but just basically how did the nation of Dahomey form? Who are the players? How did they get into the slave trade? All right, so I want to hear your assessment of the movie. All right. Let me just give you mine real quick. All right. Shout out DJ Chuck. Chill out. What's good with you, good bro? All right. My assessment of the movie. The movie was very, very, very entertaining on an entertaining level. Just going to the movies, all right, sneaking in some vegan popcorn under your coat. You understand what I'm saying? Having your vegan drink in your pocket or your bag, and just watching it on an entertainment level. Beautiful film. Well shot. The people that acted in it were phenomenal. Everyone from Viola Davis right on down to the rest of the brothers and sisters, regardless of what continent they were on or they're from, pardon me, was just phenomenal. I loved it on an entertainment level. All right. Knowing the history of Dahomey, the tribe, the Nation. It was a very good movie. Everything else I thought about the movie when I came back home and I brushed up on my research. I just said to myself, wow, there were so many things in there that they put in there from a white supremacist point of view, perspective, looking through that lens. I just said this, I had to say, wow, wait a minute. If the average person don't know the history, then you are going to succumb to the trickery. All right. And it may have been with good intentions, but an evil hidden agenda. Who knows? I don't know the individuals that put it together. From what I saw on a surface level, the three parallel stories that were going on in the one film, beautifully written, beautifully produced, beautifully done. But pushing the agenda now of the strong, independent black woman thing is one of the notes I have here. It's what we're seeing, what we're constantly seeing now. We're seeing movies about women being strong. And there's nothing wrong with seeing women being strong, especially black women being strong. But to the point where, at the same time, you're emasculating the men is a problem. All right? I've heard people talk about the idea of an all-black woman army fighting other black people kind of thing. And I'm like, no, first of all, it wasn't all black. The Dahomey women warriors were black, but the movie had also black men fighting with the Dahomey tribe, the women warriors. Some people said, well, they left out the whole idea of the idea of the participation in the Dahomey kings, one after another, participating in selling our people into slavery. I say to a degree, yes, and they did mention that in the film, but do your research, do your history, know your history. How did that happen? How did that come about? How did it come to the Dahomey kings or kings of Dahomey tribe or nation get into this whole idea of selling black bodies to white people and selling them in to slavery? And then the whole idea of, well, all the black nations in Africa did it. No, they didn't. That's incorrect. All right. And understand who the Dahomey people are and what were they doing prior to meeting white people, Europeans, devils who stole our people into slavery. Who put our people into slavery. All right. Who captured our people, not only from that part of Africa, but almost every part of Africa, to sell our people into slavery. At the same time, the white Arabs coming into Africa, enslaving our people. All right. So keep these things in mind when you're watching the movie, or if you've already watched the movie. All right. Keep these things in mind. Go back and go over some of the highlights of the movie, and then you can say to yourself, oh, okay, I see, I understand now. I understand now why the Dahomey women had to be strong, proud, black women. Mind you, it's not the same as what women say in America, being strong, black, and independent. The Dahomey tribe, Dahomey warriors, women warriors, were not independent. They're very dependent on their king. All right? They're very dependent on men that ran the Dahomey nation. Women sat next to men, all right, to give counsel and console and guidance and these things next to the men. All right. So women played a big role in government. All right. So now are women partially then responsible for them selling their own people into slavery and murdering thousands of black people? All right. Well, if we're going to take the responsibility and ownership, of working side by side with black men in government and sticking your chest out when Dahomey reached its peak, then even in its decline, even when they recognize the fact that they're going to sell natural resources as opposed to selling black bodies. All right. There are certain nations that when they went to war with other black people, all right, when they went to war with other black people, they took the captives in and made the captives work the land. That is not the whole idea of slavery as it was and is with the transatlantic slave trade. All right. It's not the same kind of slavery. All right. I'm walking through this slow in my mind so everyone can get it. So, because some of y'all right now are sharpening your blades to come at my throat. All right. Okay. Okay. So now, when you study the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, when you study the slave trade and what happened with the Arab invaders coming into Africa, and when you study those two major events, and not events, but things that happened to black people, African black people, all right, then you can see when you look at the history of the Dahomey nation and other nations in Africa, you could see it's not the same. It's not the same idea and methodology in enslaving black people. But nonetheless, I don't want to be enslaved by anyone. All right. Whether you give me 10 lashes or 100 lashes, I don't want to be enslaved by anyone. All right. So now, when I saw the film, I did have a sense of, I love to see the storyline was beautiful because the sister who was an orphan rose up through the ranks as a warrior, being trained by a warrior, and she never knew that the ultimate general of the army that she was being trained in was her mom. I don't mean to give it away. I'm sorry. So yeah, just sorry about that. I just kind of threw that out there, not thinking that some of y'all haven't seen the film. But anyway, it's a movie to go see, even if you're piecing it apart to get an understanding of how your enemy is working on our people, on what propaganda is out there. All right. So we understand in order for you to fight the slave master and the traitors that were working along with the white European who came in to capture our people, in order to fight both of them and other tribes, you have to be fierce. So when people put up stuff like the Dahomey was very brutal, you have to be brutal. All right. Now, everyone that's putting up comments, this is not a condemnation of what you're saying, but I want to have a dialogue because I do have something to ask everyone. All right. All right. So beautifully written, beautifully put. Now, the inaccuracies in it, you have to know some kind of history in order to know the inaccuracies of the film. You have to know your history. If you don't study your history, then you're not going to know. All right. What is it? Was it a propaganda film to kind of further divide black men and women, carrying on this whole idea of this gender war that's going on? Of course, you can see that. Anybody with any common sense that's looking not only with your third eye, but your two physical eyes, be like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. All right. The idea of a man having 5 and 6 wives, the idea of siding with even the character Malik. His mom was Dahomey, but raped by one of the Europeans. So he came back with the European, but he felt some kind of compassion for the Dahomey women because his mom was the Dahomey woman who was raped. All right. So these kind of things, there's a lot of dynamics going on in the film. Those of y'all that want me to come on and bash actors and bash producers and bash, I'm not going to do that. This conversation is designed for us to piece it apart, dive into it so we can know the tricks. So now then when the next movie come out or the next piece of propaganda film or come out via film, then we can understand. This conversation is for you that if you know you heard Dahomey for the first time, Go back and do some research. This conversation is for those that that never studied African history, that don't know where to start. All right? For you to use this as a reference point, work backwards to work forward. All right? So now, let me ask you the question. Let me ask you a question. Do we have, what movie is this? This is the Woman King movie that came out. And we all know that it should be Woman Warrior Queen. All right, because there have been women like Yaasatiwa that actually had to take up arms to defend the nation, the Ashanti nation. And you often hear me mention Yaasatiwa. So no woman can be a king. Let's get that straight. You're confusing gender roles here. Let's understand that dynamic. All right. The woman queen, because there was already a king in the film. All right. So now, here we go. Can I ask the question now? Bear with me while I ask this question. Quan, you still there? King Simon, you still there? I say everyone go see this film. If for nothing else, at least you'll be awake and aware and equipped with the knowledge of the tricks that's being played on us through television, through media, through film, through music. All right? Yeah, I approve. Go see it. I'm not approving of the entire film. Go see it for the reasons I just mentioned. All right? I had no desire to see Precious, but I kept reading and hearing, and so I said, wait a minute, stop. Press the pause button. Let me go see this for myself. When I saw it for myself, I was able to draw up certain things that just hearing about it didn't do for me. I had to see it for myself, and I had to experience it for myself. All right? Anyway, let me ask the question now. And some of you same people putting up these comments, don't go nowhere. Keep that same energy right there. All right? Do we have some Dahomey styled type of people among us today in the Democratic and Republican Party selling our people to white people into slavery? Answer that question for me. Don't go nowhere. I want you loud mouths with all that same energy. I want you to stay on for a second. Because if you got so much to say about women produced and written by white women, acted out by an array of beautiful black women and black men, all right, do we have that going on today? And if we do have it going on, where's it at? And how come none of you fucking loudmouths ain't doing nothing about it? You see, you weren't back there with the Dahomey tribe and having to deal with what they had to deal with. But you here today in 2022. What you doing though? Where you at? Where you at? Come on now, talk to me. Where you at? We are not going to take a 90-minute film and we're not going to rest on what white women writers are saying about our people. All right, we're not going to say that. We're going to do the research ourselves so we can understand how did the Dahomey Nation get in a position where they were selling some of their own people into slavery. Give thanks, Martin F. Muhammad. Give thanks, good bro. Now, Mao Zedong says no investigation, no right to speak. If you haven't seen the movie, then obviously you don't know what the fuck you talking about. I see people online that haven't even seen the movie giving these big dissertations, and I'm like, Bro, have you saw the movie? And you know, you right. I'm talking to a brother now on Instagram. No, bro, you right. It had to be produced well in order to get our attention. It had to be on the level of a Black Panther movie. It had to be on that level just to get our attention. All right? But that's part of the plan. That's part of the quote-unquote technology. That's part of the trick. All right? Because if it was poorly produced, then you'd be whatever. We need to understand the history from all the way from birth of a nation to present on black men and black women in film. Who's in front of the camera? Who's behind the camera? Who's behind the pen? Who's the pen writing about? We need to do our history. All right? We have to do the history to know and understand. When I walk in the theater, I have a knowledge of who they're talking about and what this movie is about, and I'm prepared for it. What were some of the great things about the Dahomey tribe? If you can come up on here today, whether on IG, YouTube, or Facebook, and say, well, they enslaved our people. Well, what did they do? Who were the neighbors on both sides of the Dahomey nation? All right, who are the neighbors up north? Who are they now? Where is the nation of Benin right now? And who are these people? All right. So if you have no history, A, because you haven't seen the movie, and B, you have no history because you have not read the history of the Dahomey tribe, or nation, pardon me, or the Dahomey people, or African people in general, then why are you on here talking, putting up crazy comments? I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying, Professor Griff included. I would not get on here today if I haven't seen the movie. All right? You do the research and figure out what time period. Why are you asking me? Go see the movie. Yeah, see the movie. See the movie, because what you can do is like take mental notes like I did. When I saw the movie, I said, oh, okay. Then I went back and I said, okay, that wasn't true. That wasn't right. That was inaccurate. They were telling the truth about that part. Do you understand what I'm saying? I said, okay. Then I could do a fair assessment. All right? That's just being real with me. Now, if I wanted to come on here and bash people, I'd say, damn, all of the women walking around in the movie looking like dudes, I could have came on here and said a few things. But who do y'all think the Dahomey women warriors were? When you have eunuchs walking around, not only in the film, but walking around in the king's palace. All right, if you don't know what a eunuch is, go look it up, man. All right? And let me ask another question. Since a lot of y'all had difficulty answering that one, because I didn't see too many comments about that same mentality, that same attitude there's a prevailing attitude of selling our people to the Democratic Party, to the Republican Party today. But y'all not talking about that. Not, at least not on here. Let me not say that, because I hate when people say that. You're not mentioning it on here. Talk to me. Who are these individuals? And how come you not going for them? How come you not coming for them? So damn, R. Hill, you said men without their meat? You stupid. Let me ask a question. I am Lady Lee. What's good, Lady Lee? Let me ask a question. If you had $50 million at your disposal, because that's what it took to make this film, what movie would you make? And then at the end of the day, would they greenlight that movie to be shown in theaters across America and then ultimately overseas? What movie would you make? What movie would you make? I like that, Quan. I'm gonna put that. Hold on. Quan says, for me, and only speaking for me, I don't support propaganda films against our people. If I know they're pushing BS, then damn sure won't have my support or dollars. And I applaud that. Because a part of me feels exactly how Quan feels. But I'm a researcher. Sometimes I pick up books that I don't want to buy, but I got to buy them in order to read them, in order to get the information to you. So, yep, I share the same sentiment with Quan. I'm not opposed to that. All right? Quan has a different mission than Professor Griff does. All right? King Simon said the movie he would make with Taharka. Now, stay there. Stay right there, King Simon. Don't go nowhere. Now, let me do a taste test. Raise your hand if you know anything about Taharka. Anybody? Raise your hand. Most of y'all don't even know. So you don't know what the fuck King Simon will be talking about right now. All right? You don't know what angle he gonna come from. What if he gonna take that $50 million, make a film about Taharka, and by the time he finished that, them people that have to put that film out are gonna give it some corny name, water it down, have actors but that they want to be in the film. You know how many hoops King Simon got to jump through to get the Taharka film made? Somebody said Cynthia G and Candace Owens. Well, they always going for black men's throats. So, but that's okay. We have eunuchs that's walking around right now among us. And they still have their meat, R-Hill. But they rather choose the same sex. So help me out with what you're saying. You'd make the Cushite Pharaoh. Okay. You'd make the Marvin Gaye movie. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying to y'all, on 4 or 5 different levels that I've talked about this film today, on 4 or 5 levels. And don't get it twisted. All right? Every film that come out, almost every film, is back with white money. And the white people that's giving up the money don't necessarily like black people. And they're part of some of them secret societies, and they're part of some of them organizations and clubs and all those kind of things. Some of them do black and white magic. Some of them do witchcraft. Some of them do a whole bunch of stuff. All right? So if we're going to take the stand that we're not going to watch any movie that's financed by white people about black people, that kind of, well, your ass need to stay at home. You won't be watching any movie. Because there's not 2 movies I could mention that's financed by black people with black people in it that told a true story about black people. If there's one, I'm going to sit back in my chair right now. Please put one up on the screen. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da, ba-da. The topic, positive movie. Don't come with that crap. Come on, bro. No. Positive movie that's going to uplift our people. Thank you, Incognito. Jeopardy music. That's what we need right now. Violins and harps playing. Positive movie in the theaters. Stop with the bullshit, y'all. This is Professor Griff y'all talking to. I'm not that other dude. Da-da-da-da. I'm waiting. Fucking crickets. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. And I'm still waiting. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. So stop the blood clot crying. Get your monies together. Put it behind a black filmmaker with black actors, a black story that's going to tell and speak truth about black people. And we want it in all of the theaters. You follow what I'm saying? Positive movie. Jermaine Stewart. Positive. As in pregnancy test positive. As in, yeah, positive. Yeah, that one. Like that. Yeah, that one. Every negative thing that has been said about the movie, trust me, family, underline this point. I probably agree with. Yeah. Yes. Someone just put up something negative about the film. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. The old story weapons were given in exchange of people, several tribes who was trafficking and abusing global historic gaslighting scenario. How am I gonna disagree with that? I cannot disagree with that. Y'all would count me out. All of the negative things that's being said. I see, yeah, yes. But now I'm asking you a question about present day. That was then, this is now. Talk to me. And I'm still waiting to find out what movie was put out. Walter 3. I think you might have found the movie, bro. Ali Garima. Sankofa movie. Sankofa. All right. Walter 3 coming through like a fat rat in a cheese factory. Now, check this out, Walter 3. 98% of the people on here do not know who Haile Garima is, and they do not know what the Sankofa film was about and never seen it. Now, another question, Quan and King Simon. If we did get the money, $50 million, to make an all-black movie, all-black cast about something positive about black people, and it was called whatever, would black people go see it? Without somebody having sex in it, without somebody getting murdered in it, without somebody getting raped in it, without somebody selling drugs in it, without somebody, doing the bankhead bounce in it. Come on, talk to me. Without rappers in it. Would we go see it? I'm being real today. Come on, talk to me. Would we go see it? You said yes with good promotion. King Simon, you done bumped your head. When? What? Yeah, no, I'm only playing. Probably so. 30 Below Film said no because it does not fit the agenda that we've been fed and brainwashed to believe. No, Tyler, I went over that already. I didn't go in depth like you're going, but yeah, I talked about it was written by a white woman and white producers and that kind of thing. I talked about that. I just don't come on my platform and stick knives in people. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all might not like me for this, but I have a deep feeling down inside that the black people that I have up, and let me show y'all them beautiful black people that I have on the screen that participated in the film. They got work. All right. They got a chance to show their talent. All right. They may not even believe in everything in the movie, in the story. Let me show everybody on IG. I believe one day that all of these individuals will look for bigger and better roles. And I think they'll get them because what they displayed and demonstrated to us in the film that they were in, all right, they did a beautiful job. That's why I came on today letting you know that it was a beautiful film. All right. Production was great. Acting was phenomenal. All right. And one of the producers was Viola Davis. So, yeah. Who behind the scenes in Hollywood bringing these kind of stories to the screen, to the point where we can at least take it from here, study it, and move forward. All right. I can only tolerate and take what's being said negatively about the film because I know my history. I know the history of the Dahomey Nation and the women warriors. All right. So now, what if the story of Public Enemy was told? And we had $50 million to tell the story. Come on now. Come on, King Simon. Where's your director's hat at? Quan, where you at? Come on now. What if the Public Enemy story, the truth of the Public Enemy story was told? Now, what would happen? Come on, talk to me. You know, if $50 million were put up to tell the Public Enemy story, and we had to send it through the lens of a white supremacist, white people that don't like black people, do you know how that would make me appear? Do y'all realize that? Of course, you right, Martin Muhammad. You know that ain't gonna happen. First of all, somebody said they better include Griff and the S1Ws. You know how they would twist that story. They wouldn't tell you all the truth that Professor Griff was going around the country building chapters of the S1Ws. All right, and we weren't afraid to use them things. You understand what I'm saying? But if the Public Enemy story is to be told, it needs to be told to us, by us, for us. Yeah, they'd have Flavor ended up like David Ruffin, of course. All right. P.E., the greatest story not yet told. Then they would get other rappers to condemn the movie, the Public Enemy movie, get them to talk about us. Come on. Y'all know what it would look like. Come on, stop playing. For real. Anyway, family. Man. Let's check the film out, piece it apart, have a conversation about it next time we're on so we can know what tricks not to fall for. We should have learned them before with all the other films. Matter of fact, next time we come on, we're going to name what those films are so we can get a history of the films and the propaganda and the technology that was placed in those films to deceive our people. All right? All right, family. Quan, you notice no interruptions. They're not scrambling the signal. None of that is happening. Yeah, they must be sleeping on their job, Quan. All right. But listen, family, my book is on sale. All right. You are the song you sing. Purchase it now. Go to www.professorgriff.me. Purchase it now. All right. All right. Quan, within the next 48 hours, my other website will be live, and it is www.seriousmindsedu.com. You also purchase the book there. All right. For right now, go to my professorgriff.me site, get the book, or just call me directly, 678-557-919. Everybody should know that Ashwa Kwesi is coming to town October 9th. Is that correct, King Simon? October 9th. Get your tickets now. King Simon, where can they get the tickets from, bro? Come on, King Simon. Give me some info, bro. Where can they get the tickets from? I'll be vending at the October 9th event with Ashwa Kwesi. All right, my book will be available along with the Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop, Warriors Tapestry, Symbology, and some other stuff. King Simon, come on, bro. Where can they get the tickets from? I want to shout out all those beautiful, they can text you. What's your phone number? Give me your phone number. I'll put it up on the screen. Shout out to all of those beautiful actors and actresses. Most of their last names I cannot even pronounce. Seriously. Baduza, Atim, Bedu, Boyega, Lynch, Tifton, Davis, Lawson, Bulga, Warren. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work that y'all have done. What we're going to do is we're going to grow to the point where we're controlling the narrative of our own films. And yes, in Coronado, I will be in the DMV area in Capitol Heights, Maryland. I will be there on 29th and 30th of October, Capitol Heights, Maryland. Matter of fact, I'm doing a lecture with Soleil. I think that was going to be really deep, man. Put my foot in that one. I'll be in St. Louis also, November 5th. All right, so October 29th and the 30th, I'll be in Capitol Heights, Maryland, and in Lanham. Soleil is speaking and doing a yoga class also. You think it's sad that we can't pronounce things properly in our language? The fuck you talking about, Dallas? They stole our fucking language from us. What do you mean? Shit. Fuck. You said you think it's sad? Shit, I've never taken a Kiswahili class. Well, yes, I have. Some of these other names, I don't know what part of Africa these beautiful people are from. But yeah, we don't have our African tongue no more. We just don't. I just mentioned that. Need to know, what are you talking about? Where y'all at? Are y'all listening to what I'm saying, or y'all just like sleeping, eating tuna fish while y'all over there? Whatever y'all doing. Thank you. They stole everything. All right, so y'all got the dates? All right, October 9th. All right, well, first of all, September 25th. All right, I'll be doing a firearms class. Make sure y'all call me, get into class. All right, and then October 8th and 9th. Well, 8th, I'm doing a firearms class, and then the 9th, I'm there with King Simon and Ashwa Kwesi at the Ashwa Kwesi lecture. All right, in Atlanta, Stone Mountain area. All right. Then on the 29th, I'm in Capitol Heights, Maryland. All right. Then the next day, I'm in Lanham, Maryland, doing a firearm self-defense class. Come on through. All right. Then November 5th, I'm in St. Louis. All right. And then for those that are projecting way out in the future, March, I'll be in Dallas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, teaching a firearms class. All right. All right, shout out to Black Rhino Weaponry. Shout out to my man Guy. Thank you very much for a wonderful weekend. Good brought the gun show. All right, that's Gas Tactical. All right. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Guy's family. Yeah, Stanley Washington. Goddamn tuna fish. Yeah. I don't know what they're eating, man. All right, make sure you go to the website, the new website, get the book, seriousmindsedu.com. All right, it's Professor Griff. I've been on approximately about an hour. I love you all to life. All right. See, Quan, I think I might need to come on earlier, man. No interruptions, anything. All right. I love you all to life. All right. Inshallah, I'll be back on this week, and we'll talk about some other things. I want to talk about Brett Favre. All right, stealing money. I want to talk about a few other things. I never got a chance to talk about that other subject with these white supremacists in the police department and the military. You can text King Simon at 347-496-1022. 347-496-1022. All right? 347 King Simon. Just put it up in the thing so I can put it on the screen, bro. Killing me. Y'all need to come out and see Ashwa Kwesi, all right? All right, family. All right, Quan, thank you very much for coming on early. I really appreciate you. Somebody said salmon patties. Okay. 347-496-1022. Oh, you did. Hold on. Let me go back, King Simon. Hold on, bro. I may have overlooked it. Come on, man. You know I turned 62 years old. Killing me. King Simon, I don't see it, bro. Can somebody, Quan, you got King Simon's phone number? 347-496-1022. Ah, there it is. If you all need tickets to the Ashwa Kwesi event, October 9th, Stone Mountain, Georgia, hit up King Simon at 347-496-1022, and I'm going to see y'all there. All right, Simon, see y'all later. All right, Quan, love you to life, Queen. All right, peace, fam. It's Professor Griff. I'm outie 5. Jeez, as they used to say.
Which means it's too strong.
That's Griff, public enemy, the ex-minister.
You are the song that you sing. Who are the artists that have learned their ABCs and put them into song? This children's book is designed for parents, teachers, educators, and gentlers, and mentors to use as a tool to teach the alphabet and bridge the gap between the musical ages. It's on sale now. Call 678-557-2919 or go to www.professorgriff.me. Thank you.